Hello again and welcome to Spurgos Thought for your week. I'm Pastor John from Sun City Church and thank you for joining us as we continue our journey through the book of Psalms. And this week we're going to be looking at Psalms chapter 36, and my thought for your week is simply this: for you are the fountain of life and the light by which we see. This psalm beautifully describes God's unfailing love to each and every one of us. And I want to focus on verses 5 to 9. It reads, "Your unfailing love, O Lord, is as vast as the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches beyond the clouds. Your righteousness is like the mighty mountains, your justice like the ocean depths. You care for people and animals alike, O Lord. How precious is your unfailing love, O God. All humanity finds shelter in the shadow of your wings. You feed them from the abundance of your own house, letting them drink from your river of delights. For you are the fountain of life, the light by which we see." I love the descriptive words, word pictures that are created in this psalm. And you can see how the writer is trying to put into words the grandeur and the magnificence of God's love. Look at the expressions: love as vast as the heavens, reaching beyond the clouds, or righteousness as solid as a mountain, justice as deep as the ocean. All those descriptive words, they give us that sense of God's strength and depth, the breadth and the height of his love, his righteousness, his sense of justice. And then he describes how God cares for all living things, how we remain under the shelter of his wings, that he allows us to enjoy the fruits of his own house and the rivers of delight, that God is this sort of wellspring of life. He's the light by which all mankind sees the light. I like the way the New King James Version reads this passage. "Your mercy, O Lord, is in the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the clouds. Your righteousness is like the great mountains. Your judgments are a great deep. O Lord, you preserve man and beast, and how precious is your loving kindness, O God. For therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of your wings. They are abundantly satisfied with the fullness of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your pleasures. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light." So this week, when you hear the sound of rain falling, or you maybe feel the warmth of the sun on your face, when you look up at the sky and see the clouds and the enormous expanse of the heavens, just remember how amazing God is. When you next gaze across the ocean, or hear the thunder roar, or see a mountaintop, just think about the grandeur and the magnificence of God. And remember how amazing the God of unfailing love, the God of abundant life, generous of spirit, gracious towards each and every one of us. When John had his vision of eternity, he described the New Jerusalem, and he tries to put into words the glory of eternity and the glory of God. And he writes in Revelation chapter 22 and verse 1 to 5, and with this I draw our discussion to a close. He says, "And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding from the throne of God and of the Lamb. And in the middle of its street, on either side of the river, was the tree of life, which bore 12 fruits, each tree yielding its fruit every month. The leaves of the tree were the healing of the nations, and there shall be no more curse. But the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be on their foreheads, and there shall be no night there. They need no lamp nor light of the sun, for the Lord God gives them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. What a wonderful image, that in God's light we see light. God's unfailing love surrounds us, and everywhere we go we have behind us that fountain of life. Just remember that there is a river of life flowing down towards you from the Father's heart. There is a God of generous spirit and unfailing love, whose righteousness and justice are faithful and true, and he surrounds you with his unfailing love. In his light we see greater light. May the Lord bless you. Thank you for listening. Until next time.